Hey YouTube, you are tuning in to Clear Dragon, and a bunch of people have been asking me will the fish mask peak at 100 mil like the Santa Hat did. Well, the Santa Hat was actually released in 2001, and the reason why the Santa Hat has rose so much because people really didn't give a care about the Santa mask. Um, when the Santas were first invented or came out, people there were a lot of people aware of discontinued items such as party hats, but a lot of people weren't. So they'll just get rid of a Santa, and eventually the Santa population decreased immensely. Actually, I think there's only 1,000 Santas left, which actually caused the price of Santas to rise because there's a few amount. Now, as far as the fish mask is concerned, there's so many fish masks out, and to be honest, the fish mask eventually will peak at 100 mil. Now, when they'll peak at 100 mil, probably 10 to 20 years. Let me tell you why. Because there's so many noobs out there that just want to keep it because people are aware of discontinued items. And since they are aware of the discontinued items, but while I lost train of thought, yeah, fish mask will never actually peak at 100 mil just because there's so many noobs keeping them, thinking that all the noobs are thinking the exact same thing. In a couple of years, man, this price is gonna rise. I'm gonna have 100 mil in my pocket. No. The only way a fish mask will actually peak at 100 mil is people actually go through the same process as Santa, which means we have to put so many fish masks in the GE so we can drop to a lower price, because when the GE is flooding an item, the price will actually drop. So we put a bunch of fish mask in a GE and they aren't selling, the price would eventually drop. And once the price drops, then people will be more willing to actually get rid of fish masks. Because I don't have a fish mask, but if I did have one, I wouldn't out it. They're just losing 3 mil. That's stupid. So yeah, the fish mask will not peak for another 10 to 20 years because noobs will be noobs. What created noobs, if you ask me, is the Grand Exchange, because one thing about the Grand Exchange is you see a lot of rich people, and people want to be rich, so they resort to scamming. Like it doesn't never fails when I walk across a GE, I see someone trying to double, or I see someone trying to just manipulate me to trade them my rares, because I have a lot of rares. So people press the wealth transfer button, or oh god, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. And I don't know. The Grand Exchange is probably the worst invention that I can't even pronounce Jagex has created, just because all the noobs were created with them. But yeah, they will not peak until people stop resort to being noobs and actually sell the fish mask. Because initially, I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't familiar with this, but when fish masks first came out, they were 80K, and ever since then they have been on the rise. They went from 80K to 500K to like 3 mil to 4 mil, and they peaked at 7 mil, and people thought, oh, this is the rise we've been waiting on. No, actually, you've just been tricked, because a bunch of rich people actually stockpiled off the fish mask, and they sold them all, and they probably made about bills off the fish mask, because they knew noobs are going to be noobs. And before I go, let me tell you, I'm pretty sure Jagex probably saw this coming. So their initial, if you guys have seen the fish mask before, they're pretty ugly. And so Jagex figured that people would just get tired of the fish mask because they're ugly and get rid of it, and then it'll become a rare. Unfortunately, noobs don't care if it's ugly, they just care if it's discontinued. So the noobs have actually surpassed Jagex's intelligence, if that makes any sense, because they're like, oh, it's still a fish mask though. Why in the world would you want a fish mask that can just blow bubbles? It's useless, it's pointless. And fishing for compliments, I still to this day don't know what that means. Uh, but yeah, this is a Clear Dragon. If you ever need any help, you know, flipping or merchanting or just some money advice, that doesn't mean beg, but just go ahead and leave a comment or tell me how you feel about the whole fish mask situation. I definitely will get back to you, but hey, watch. Nothing more to say. Hey, but thanks for watching, and have a great day.